Hello. We're back for the second part of our Halloween one-shot, two-shot, uh, The Lost Isle. It's about dinosaurs now. That's exciting. Announcements before we begin. Kate's awesome. You'll be seeing Kate again next week when we sit down to record our first session of our next campaign. Battle maps have been made for the first session. The first session has been crafted. I'm very excited. Quite possibly the most excited I've ever been for a first session, so we'll see. Lots of fun little pieces. But yeah, Kate, speaking of Kate, I kind of looks like I'm on a tangent there. They have an Etsy and a Redbubble account. You can find links to both those shops in the video descriptions, so check those out because they are great, and I don't know the links off the top of my head. But yes, next week, new campaign, Who Dis. So, it'll be fun. Last we left off, you all were cruise ship passengers that washed up on a island somewhere off the coast of New Zealand. Survivors, the four of you, in a life raft. Many of your belongings destroyed in the sinking, but some remained. Jeb Phillips with his multi-tool. Roy Hurst with their Swiss Army knife. Jimmy St. Delaware with a thermos of 100 proof alcohol. And then Peter Nottingham with just a
Lantern.
I couldn't remember because a lot of it's just pipes and tobacco.
I think it was.
It's a lantern.
Yeah.
You all
but I just don't have any way to light it.
Nope. You all washed up on shore, began traveling the island because you see a radio tower in the distance, moved through the island, found belongings that might be useful, found blood, found just, shit. Entered a sort of like science-like building of called Embryonics Administration. In there, you all got some snacks from the 90s, from the vending machines that were still in there. And eventually learned that, this island was owned by EvoBiogenic, the pharmaceutical company putting on this cruise. And somehow you all had just washed up on this island after the sinking. And there's somehow dinosaurs roaming the island. Answers to still be found. But eventually you wound up at the radio tower and discovered it was not a radio tower at all, but a sort of beacon satellite observation place where it was just a map of the island with these glowing beacons all over it that seemed to mark where all these rafts had washed up. And also pinpointing your location because one of you carried such a beacon on your person. That is flashing red light every few seconds, so it's making it impossible to get adjusted to the darkness. You all broke off the lock of the electrical fence, broke down the door, broke the knob off the door so the door can just be opened with a push, and then wedged the electric golf cart, in front of the entrance to this building to prevent things from getting inside, unless they're small, and decided to all begin to fall asleep. Take a rest. Sleep. Because it's been a shitty day, full of just rain. And rain. And more rain. And a cruise ship sinking, and possibly the people you brought with you, if you brought somebody with you, dead, perchance. So. At some point during the night, you're all awoken by a chirping noise outside of this small little building. The beacons on the big overhead kind of computer continue to flash, and the chirping outside is getting closer and slightly louder. There's a sound of a large crack of electricity from the security fence, followed by painful hooting and chirping noises as something scampers off. A couple more response calls come from the left and right side of the shack, and it sounds like the building is being surrounded. And strangely, the beacon that Peanut is holding has changed the way the light on it is flashing into a much quicker strobe-like pattern. You can hear the sounds of small claws scraping against the plastic body of the golf cart outside, as what sounds like something maneuvering around it to get in without having to touch the fence. And there's a hooting response as something hard slams into the door of the shack, causing it to budge and almost open. And you're all woken up by all the noise and commotion.
Oh shit, what's happening? Big lizards.
What?
Some big
We gotta
lizards.
get the hell out of here, fellas.
We gotta go. Where
And if you remember, there are no windows, and it's just the one door that provides the entry to this place. There's another slam against the door as it budges
You said
again.
it's still. You said it's still night out.
Yeah, you guys maybe
Yeah.
slept for like an hour or two.
Oh God.
Oh no.
Why don't we get out the hole in the ceiling? There's no other way to get out. Maybe we can get out that way.
There's a little bit of a hole in the ceiling where like the cables would like run out to get to like go up to the antenna that's up top. So there's maybe like a 4 foot like wide.
Oop.
There's a big. The hole's big enough for someone small and thin to get through, but
Could be me.
My years of casual alcoholism have given me somewhat of a guide. Blah, 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 blah.
another hard slamming against the
I'm
door
right
this
there.
time.
I'm right there with you. Who's the
Boost me up.
smallest?
Boost me up.
As you're
I'll make a
talking,
distraction.
as this is happening, there's another slamming against the door, and it budges open more. And trying to like get through the door, like, is this the best way to describe it? Is this feral? It's like if a raccoon was a dinosaur in terms of how it acts. It's this tiny little bipedal theropod with like a long kind of snout and big bulging, like glowing almost yellow eyes, and it looks like a scrappy little guy, and you can hear like hooting noises outside. It sounds like there's probably like a small pack of these things.
Can we have some other items that we acquired along the way?
You have Jimothy has the tranquilizer gun with a single dart left. Rory has a big stick, and you guys have the snacks you all grabbed from the vending machines.
Yeah.
I wanna
A key card.
take a handful of those
And
Skittles to give me some
That's
energy.
about it.
Um,
Another slam against the door, and you can see one of them.
who doesn't have a weapon? Because somebody has a crowbar, right?
Jeb has a crowbar.
I got the crowbar.
Okay, I'm gonna give Peanut my big stick.
Now I'll take a big stick.
Okay, let me hold the blinky light. You can't hold both of them.
I got 2 hands.
Okay, well I'm gonna keep the stick then because then you can just hold on to that and I'll start swinging.
Yeah, all right.
All right.
So it's this thing. This thing's like trying to scramble in, and then it
I'm
can't
gonna
get
run
in.
over and just whap it.
Already. Make a roll.
Uh-oh.
You need an 8 or higher.
Oh shit.
Oh right, that's how this works.
Yeah. Oh fuck. Well, somebody had to do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh. Am I gonna die within like the first 30 minutes?
There's a chance. Remember D&D Beyond. And just use the.
Is it a
You roll an
D20?
It's a D20. Remember, you can choose to bleed
I could bleed.
and succeed, but the next roll goes up by 2.
Yeah, let's. Oh, shit, y'all. Okay, we'll see.
But this could very much be. Okay.
At 11.
So you run over and you whack the thing with the stick, and it yelps and it darts back, and the door closes again.
Yeah, I'm gonna press my small frame against the door.
I'll help you hold the door.
We need to figure out where we need to go.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna scurry through the hole. We had a whole plan.
Well, I'm gonna go now. I just wanted to
Okay.
make sure y'all didn't die from that. Okay.
All right.
Okay, you get off the door, and the door budges again from another hit.
I'm gonna.
I'm currently against the door.
Okay.
I'm holding the door.
Okay,
Rubber.
so Rory, you're running towards the cables, and you're gonna start climbing the cables up. Okay.
Yeah. Can
Uh,
I leave the big stick with? Because
so
I don't think I can carry that out. Can I?
You could.
Okay. Then I'll bring it with me.
the stick would have to like get pushed through the hole first, and then you pull
Fine,
yourself
yeah.
through the hole. Okay. So as you're climbing the cable, the ceiling is about like 10 feet up. So you're climbing up, and you start to like slowly pull yourself through the opening. While you're doing that, Jimothy is holding the door, and more of them now seem to be like budging against the door and hitting against it. I would like Jimothy. Oh, Jeb.
I was gonna run over and also help hold it shut.
Okay, so I'll say no rolls required then,
Okay.
Awesome.
because now 2 people are holding the door against this small pack. All right.
Gibbity teamwork.
And meanwhile, the light is just going.
Yeah. Very much more erratic and fast strobe-like pattern. Rory, you pull yourself up through the hole, and you can see there's about 12 or so of these small little guys congregating around the door into the shack now. They've gotten through the opening in the fence by just crawling around and over the golf cart that is wedged in front of the broken gate on the fence. Yeah, these things are like like 3 feet tall, long slender necks, long snouts, big bulging eyes, and they're just like all slamming against the door, and they seem like aggravated and very pissed off. Their teeth are even like unusual. They're like stubby and pointed, and they're all like just slamming against this door like they're, again, like just incensed and aggravated and trying to get whatever's inside. And you can see a lot of them just banging against the door. For those of you inside, every time this bang against the door happens, you can tell it's more than one now hitting the door, because the door does physically shift quite a bit, and the 2 of you like holding it shift a little bit, but you can like push yourselves back into it to keep it held.
Are these the ones from Jurassic Park 2 that ate the little girl?
No.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what I was thinking too. I was like, oh,
No, those
we're not
guys,
gonna
those things are the
off-screen
size.
that.
Those things are the size of chickens.
Chickens,
Yeah,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Those are those are Compsognathus. These guys are like 2 to 3 feet tall. Their
okay.
their only appearance in Jurassic Park is in the Telltale game that I didn't like. These are called Trudon, and
Like compies to me.
Trudon, which may or may not have been an actual dinosaur. Anyways, they're banging against the door. You see this. You see them. Rory just like slamming against the door.
Can I throw some skills at them?
Sure.
Like a handful of skills and just like chunk it. Not like not hitting them, but like over them so it makes noise on the other side.
The roof is kind of, as you're like up on the roof, it's a little dilapidated in places.
Uh-oh. Fuck.
There's a thunderstorm going on. There's
Yeah,
lightning.
that's true.
The skittering sound of Skittles on the ground, yeah, probably won't make.
Probably
Much
not. Yeah,
noise.
probably not much noise,
So
but-
you throw the Skittles. They land in dirt and grass, so they don't make much noise at all.
I tried.
But you are on a rooftop in a storm.
Yeah.
There's a lot of lightning going on.
Yeah. Fuck. We didn't take anything, like...
It's a good thing you didn't bring Peter's beacon stick
That's
outside.
true. Beacon
Oh,
stick,
yeah.
yeah. That is valid.
It's the only way you're not rolling right now to see if you avoid getting hit by lightning. So yeah, you throw the Skittles, they don't do anything, and these Trudon keep slamming into the door.
So how? So you said it was 10 feet to get up. Is that like equivalent to where the top, like the lip of the roof would?
You'd
go
be
toward the
like,
ground?
yeah, you're like 10 feet up above the ground. Maybe a little. Actually, you'd probably be like 15.
Oh, okay. Damn.
And yeah, they're just swarming the door, banging into the door constantly, unendingly.
What? Sorry, and there is a tower.
Like right behind you. It's about 20, 25 feet tall, and at the top of it is just this flashing red light, and like a small ladder where somebody would like climb and perform maintenance on it.
I don't want to do that. I don't know what to do.
There's like a flash of lightning, and you can see these things have like surgical scars, like visible surgical scars, like all over their body, and they're just continuously like smashing into this door. The people inside are just this and unending like bang, bang, bang. It's starting to get a little tiring trying to hold this door shut. So, and because the Skittles didn't work,
Sorry.
Jeb and Jimothy, who would like to roll first? Remember, you can choose to bleed and auto succeed, and only you can only do that once per person.
So yeah, the question of who wants to roll first is also a difficult one. It's like if you go first, it's easier, but if you fail, then the other person technically has an easier time. So it's like a 50-50, almost a 50-50 chance of having a really easy time on the second one.
And I mentioned
or
last session,
having a little bit of a hard time.
If we fail, it gets reset back down to 2, but I forgot that in Dread, they take blocks out of the tower based on how many people are playing. So for this, because there's 4 people, we'd go down to 5, roughly.
Okay.
We're at 9 right now.
That much lower, yeah.
Yeah.
Jeb, they seem to be hitting the door at a rhythmic pattern. What say we open it and give them the old rope-a-dope and sneak out? You with us, Peanut?
Are there just more of them behind the ones hitting the door?
Well, gosh, I hadn't thought about that. It worked with groupies I've dealt with on a cruise ship before. Boy, I'll tell you, they were banging on my door, and then I trapped them in the laundry room, where I had been previously concentrating on singing better. Ba 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 boo.
Wait. But you had a good idea there with the rhythm though. The what are the odds you think they're after that thing? I'm gonna point at the beacon.
Yeah, Peanut thinks it's weird that this is going real fast.
Okay, all right. So I think you had a good idea. We're gonna open the door at the right time, and the Peanut's just gonna huck it far as he can into the woods.
So right after they hit, we'll immediately open, and Peanut, you huck it. Agree?
My light.
There's gonna be a few. There's gonna be a few rolls here then. Okay.
All right.
Huck my light.
Yep.
Yeah, the beacon that's if you think it's the thing that's doing it, we gotta get rid of that thing. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Bang.
Peanut thinks one of you is gonna have to take it from me.
All right, Jimothy, you grab it and throw it. I'll open the door.
I've wrestled before. Skibbity slam.
So, as Jimothy like gets off the door to go grab the beacon from Peanut, there's a bang against the door.
Peanut, bring me the damn beacon.
Alright. He walks over, holds it out.
They bang into the door again.
Natch.
And his grip is tight on it.
Kick.
And he relents.
Okay.
I choose life.
There's another bang against the door. Jeb, you're holding it now by yourself.
All right. All right. Are you ready?
I'm ready as I've ever been.
All right. Jeb, to time the opening of the door, this is going to be a roll, or like I said, the option to bleed is here.
No, I'll roll it.
Okay, you need a 9 or you need a 9 or higher on a d20.
All right. First roll on the new character sheet, by the way. I actually made Taro.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Oh!
Taro does not like other people using the dice.
So, Jeb, you go to open the door and you miscalculate the timing just by a fraction of a second, and one of these things leaps through the open door, hits you square in the chest, knocks you to the ground, and then sinks its teeth around your neck and just tears into your throat.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Skibbity-dab.
Sam, unfortunately, we're only not too long into the session. Well, because this is the last session, I'll let you stick around and not have to turn off your micro camera, so you can be a.
Sorry.
I'm not gonna let you. You're not gonna have to turn off your camera or anything. Just.
No, I can do it. No, I can do it. Wait. I think I can. Yeah, wait, hold on, because you can. Wait, can you replace? Oh, yeah,
You
choose
can.
avatar.
Yeah, we did it for
All
Dread.
right,
Everyone would just be like dead.
Yep, that's what I'm gonna do. All right, 1 second. I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna vanish. But there's a second. There's a second where he thinks that he might have a chance when he says throw it.
Yeah.
no.
Toss. I'm gonna toss it.
All right,
Peanut.
Jimothy.
Press that wound.
Jimothy.
Okay, toss it.
Roll. You need a 5 or higher because it just reset.
Oh my fucking god. Oh my fucking god.
11.
Okay.
Thank god.
You pitch the beacon stick out the window or at the open door, and it disappears within the foliage just outside the shack, and all of them kind of just turn and rapidly race towards where it went, trying to scramble over the car, and they all disappear into the forest, chasing after the beacon. But
Can I
unfortunately,
climb down the cables?
you climb down the cables and you see Jeb dying on the floor, his throat like torn open. You can see like the artery that's in his neck like pumping blood, and it's just like squirting out.
Oh! Oh!
And as soon as you climb down, Jeb passes away.
Yeah. What happened? What happened? What happened? Honey, what did you do? Who did this?
And
Was it you? Jimothy?
Why would I kill him? Boy, you are on. Oh,
So it's really funny. He clearly has his throat ripped out by teeth
Um,
and claws.
He's
Peanut thinks you
panicking.
better get moving.
Bubba Buttles.
They chased after it.
Apparently, they wanted the beacon.
Okay,
You
we need to
better
go.
get
We need
going.
to go. Gonna toss the big stick and grab the crowbar. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
And you got a
Go-
light.
Go pick up the big stick.
A light? What do you mean?
And he holds up his lantern.
Does the Swiss Army knife have a?
No.
I
Because
don't.
Peanut's just sticking next to the computers with his light.
Maybe we can make something with the wires. I'm not cutting one of those though. It was. I think there's a lot of energy.
Is there like an outlet in this place?
Yeah.
Is there a desk fan?
Yeah, probably. Big old room with a big computer in it. Probably eats up, so there's a little fan.
Cool yourself off a little bit.
So then, get the big stick. Hey, Peanut, is there any fuel in that lantern?
Yeah.
There is.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. He's going to pull the bottom of the lantern, like essentially, break the fan
Yeah.
and pull cords out of the fan. Strip it apart, the cord, but keep the plug intact. Strip it apart. Hold those two things on, like wrap them in the branch,
Yeah.
and then plug them in.
Okay, yeah, they begin to like spark and glow.
So, the goal is to set the stick ablaze.
Yeah, easily done with the exposed wires giving off like electricity, and like you can see like the coils just like heating up to like red, and you light the stick up.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to like kick the plug out so it doesn't keep just.
Yeah.
Hey there, look what I just made. Got some fire. Bubba bubba.
Yep. Get a lantern. This lantern is, you see, it's got like the top on it so that the rain won't put it out.
Yeah, and then you just so you open the side and you touch it to where the kerosene light.
Dustin, does it work?
Yes.
Lantern.
Lantern. Lantern.
Well, what do you say, Peanut? Do you think you're any good with a gun?
I've never shot before.
Jabba's probably good with the gun.
Still,
like rocket.
Blood is still like pooling out of the open neck wound.
Yeah, this is terrible. We'll have
Yeah.
to leave.
Okay.
All right. Well,
Stand up, shaking.
may angels fly you to your rest, sweet Jed. Wababoo. Skibbity heaven.
Gonna like not look at the gruesomeness, but gonna go for the pocket that he saw the multi-tool was in.
Yeah, it's in
Grab
there.
the multi-tool and
Cool.
put it in his pocket.
Well, aren't you just a little brave robber?
Stop! That's so nice. Look at him. Dead. Look! He's really dead.
Jed.
His blood spelled out D-E-A-D. I wish I could spell.
There's a squirt from the artery still pumping blood, and it
splattered across the
it's
wall.
it splatters and it just hits Rory like in the face.
Well, we better get outside and wash that off.
Yeah, it's warm.
Yes, it is.
Okay, they followed they followed the beacon though.
Well, you know, if he's not going to be using that shirt, I'm going to tear off a piece of it.
Do we think we need?
It's the shirt is like
Do you think we
heavily
need to
blood
go-
stained from from the throat being ripped out.
Even the bottom.
No, it's probably just like down to like the pecs that would be completely stained
Yeah,
with
because
blood.
it got hit.
Probably, tear a piece of the around the waist off.
Yeah, let's fucking loot this piece of shit. Let's go.
Well, then I'm going to tear a piece off. Dump it in the high-proof alcohol,
Nice.
and then wrap that around the already smoldering edge of the torch. Like not put it out, but like set it on fire.
Yeah,
Wrap around to make myself a fucking waterproof torch.
hell yeah.
Okay, Justin, remind me
Sure.
if I remember correctly. We took there. There were two paths we could have taken from the science.
There were like
genome.
there were multiple. Yeah.
Oh, so we took the path that led up toward the radio tower.
Yeah.
Was there a more like main path? You know, like everybody, like was there like a main road?
Yeah.
Path?
Probably.
Okay.
It looked like it went to the. South. No, northwestern. It was like a northwestern trajectory road.
All right, let's
You
go to
say-
the golf cart.
Yeah. Oh, do you think it'll still run?
Did we do anything that would make it not run?
We ran
Oh,
it into
gas.
the gate.
Fuck.
Doesn't need gas. It's electronic.
No, it was gas.
No, it's electronic.
Oh, was it?
The golf cart was electric.
The generator was
Yeah.
like gas. That's right,
So as you
that's
as you step outside, you can see this the golf cart is just scratched up from where the things were crawling all over it. So the plastic just has like deep gouges in it, but it doesn't look damaged or anything. And it's just parked in front of the gate.
right. Yeah, we just we're big lizards.
Well, it's still seaworthy. Shall we take it for a spin?
Yeah, I don't think I should drive.
All right, I'll drive. You ready to go, Peanut?
Yeah, thinks if you got the gun, I should drive.
I offered you the gun, but okay. Why don't you drive?
I'm gonna drive.
You want me to hold the lantern?
No, I got a lantern.
Yeah.
He puts it up and hangs it on the rearview mirror.
There probably wouldn't be a rear view mirror because, as you recall, last session I said the roof was torn off, so there's no like actual like mirrors or anything.
Or he's just
Okay.
gonna hold his hand out like like this. I'll just hold on to it. I promise. I won't drop it.
He drives one-handed.
That's
Okay.
not safe.
Well, a butterfly flaps its wings in Tokyo, and in Central Park you get rain instead of sunshine, to quote Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Parquet.
So, as you all get into the vehicle, Peanut in the driver's seat, I'm going to assume who's in the passenger seat, and then who's by themselves in the back with that like little bench seat that just faces the opposite direction.
I'm gonna be on. Jimothy St. Delaware will be on his knees, on the cushioned seat, looking forward.
All right, so Rory is sitting in the back, facing the opposite way from everybody.
No. I'm sitting. No, I'm sitting. I'm on the bench seat.
Oh, okay, cool. So Rory's in the passenger seat.
So, like,
Well, boys, it's a trip again. On the road again.
Okay,
Liberty road trip. Boys group.
so
Does anybody want some gum?
Yeah, I'd like some gum.
Bubblegum?
Well, too bad. This
Oh.
is a tool. Adhesive.
as the engine is turned on, the battery indicator shows up and it says that there's maybe like 10% battery left, and you continue to drive. And as you're driving, all of these golf carts have like little radios built into it with like walkie-talkies and everything. The radio in the golf cart begins to crackle like someone's trying to communicate, and you can hear a garbled voice on the other side. This is Spaniel McDaniel. I'm here with Bodie Franks. How do you say your name? Whatever. And Louise Phillips. So Jeb's mom. Our cruise ship sank, and we ended up on this weird island. If anyone else from the cruise wound up on this piece of shit, we're headed for the docks on the northwestern side of the island. We saw a seaplane parked there. And then there's a static-filled pause before a loud woman's scream, and then silence before more just static.
This
Why
is
not?
Rory Hurst. We're alive, except Jeb. But there's
Oh.
Peanut and Jimothy. And I'm Rory, and we're coming. Northwest got it. Okay, see you soon. Over and out. Bravo. Delta.
No response.
Okay, so we need
But,
to go.
but if they heard, you just told Jeb's mom that Jeb's dead.
Well, I didn't know his mom's name.
No,
so-
of course.
Mary Louisa, whoever the fuck that is.
You begin to drive then.
Alright, I begin driving to that location.
The road is real muddy and slick, but as it's an electric golf cart, they do not go super fast.
No.
So it's just like, the engine is just like, meh. You can hear just jungle. You can hear the rainforest life like coming alive, things like moving around. You're driving along. You swear like you see like these like two eyes like pop up from the darkness and just like looking from the roadside, but there's no light being cast over that way, so you can't make out what it may have been. And eventually, you get back to the Embryonics Administration building after a few minutes. Battery power's at probably 8% now in the golf cart, and you can see.
Do we know where we can charge this thing?
We don't. There's no. We don't have any more gas. I think we just need to go as far as we can make it.
Sorry, Justin, you were saying something.
Nope,
Are there other golf carts?
nope.
No. Okay.
Alright,
Nope.
we just keep going.
So you're back at the Embryonics building. That's where like those like just run-down Jeep Wranglers are, like the 6 or so of them. And then there's like all these roads that look like they go all over the island. They're all dirt roads, but there's a bigger what looks like a main road that goes to the northwest. And the people on the radio said they saw a seaplane at the docks to the northwest.
You go that way.
Yeah, let's make our way.
We had a death
wait, okay.
real quick today.
Yeah,
Okay.
he made it through a
Moment
session
it
in
got
30 minutes.
Yeah, the moment the rolls got to 50-50, you know.
Yeah.
So, you drive the golf cart to the northwest. It looks like this is like a scenic route. You can see, like, as you're driving along, you can see what look like where like a worker encampment, not like tents or anything, but it's just like buildings that have been made for like residences. They're all run down and overgrown. You're basically driving through a small village that has been built on this island for the employees to stay here at like indefinitely long stretches. And eventually the battery begins to sputter and the golf cart comes to a slow and gradual stop at the edge of this vast, pungent swamp-like region. There's a massive sort of there's a bridge that crosses the swamp, but the bridge is collapsed halfway through, and the rest of the bridge is like collapsed into the swamp. So it looks like the way forward would be to wade through.
You said there were garages, or there were...
No, that was probably like a couple minutes back. And as you continue on, like as you continue down the road, you came to this like blown out bridge and this like swamp like region, and a lot of mosquitoes.
What do you say, fellas? We walk a few minutes back and we see what kind of sheet metal they have, or something to maybe reform the bridge, maybe make a raft.
Oh, sorry. The front half of the bridge where you're like kind of parked on, it's intact, but the rest of the bridge is like completely collapsed into the swamp, and it's an extensive bridge that just stretches on for quite a bit. So it looks like there would be no really like way to repair it based on the damage and everything.
So, fellas, you want to see what we can scrape together to make some kind of raft? Because I'll tell you what, I ain't going waist deep in muck. Heard a story about it today that made me want to vomit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You see Peanut like put his hand on the golf cart. He's like, "Sweet well, sleep well."
If you went back and walked to like where the little like worker village was, it'd probably be like a 20-minute walk there, and then another 20-minute walk back to the swamp region. And there's a sign.
Why would we do that?
There's a sign nearby that says. There's a sign that's like kind of leaning up against a tree that's like been like looks like it's been hit by a car or some sort of a vehicle and just destroyed the sign. And there's a sign lying in the mud with a little arrow pointing in the direction of the swamp that says docks. Looks like somebody like veered off the road at one point a long time ago and took the sign out. To just bring in another Jurassic Park reference.
Yeah. I don't know.
I've heard about all sorts of fish in the Amazon that can swim up your pee hole. Ain't no way Jimothy's jumping in.
Not the pee hole.
I ain't never heard of that.
Well, now you have, and the choice is simple. Either you leave your pee hole exposed, or we make a raft.
You just like tape it up or something.
Well, I better start chewing gum and plug up the hole.
Oh.
Okay, so we can walk back and see if we can find anything that'll help us.
Or you can chew gum and put it over the hole of your penis. You guys are the ones making this weird.
No, you're making it weird by constantly bringing it up. You don't even have gum.
I did. That's what I got from the vending machine.
Oh yeah, it is.
Be careful though, it is big red and it does burn the
You ever lick the paper and stick it to your forehead? It leaves a mark.
No, but I did just stick big red in my pee hole.
Yeah, it burns.
See, now you keep bringing it up.
So yeah, you guys just see Jimothy
Moving
packing
forward.
gum down there.
Timothy's probably had worse. So do we walk back or do we try to just swim through?
And so Drew.
What, Peanut? You said you are swimming through?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've got cinnamon gum in my pee hole. Ain't nothing getting in there except for delicious flavor.
Oh.
Rory's gonna turn his back and tuck his up and tighten his belt a little bit.
Spit take.
Okay. Great.
Tucking it in the waistband and tightening the belt.
Okay. Alright.
All right, prepared.
Sam, this is what you're missing out on, by the way.
Yeah. The ghost of Jeb is just watching this from the trees.
He got the easy way out.
Yeah. No, to be honest, yeah. The swamp sucks.
Yeah.
So yeah, Rory, you're tucking. Jimothy, you're just packing it full of gum. Peter, how are you? How are you preparing for the swamp trek?
Packing it full of gum. To be clear, what I'm doing, chewing up a piece of gum, just sticking it over and around the top. I'm not actively packing. What's wrong with you?
Little sounding going on.
Just putting a little helmet on it.
Yeah, like a little.
Oh
My God.
fan art! Can't wait for art.
Oh my God. The fucking helmet. His little devil horns.
Oh, holy shit!
File.
Big red.
That's my next D&D character. A completely naked guy, but he's just got bubble gum all over his.
Bubblegum just right over the.
The bubblegum codpiece.
Oh my God.
I'm practicing safe sex. All right.
It's big
God.
red. Jesus.
Sorry, Sam. All right. So. All right.
Off the rails.
Waboo,
You
let's
all.
get this
I guess you all begin to
rolling.
go move into the swamp. It's deep. It's pungent. It seems to max out at like 4 feet deep.
No, that's not so bad.
But
Holds a lantern up above it.
yeah, the water light doesn't pierce through that water. It's all like just super murky. So you're holding the lantern up out of the water like this, and there's like a lot of mangrove trees like growing up and out of the water. You can feel like detritus like under the water, and there's detritus floating on top of the water. Like there's like pond scum and algae and like debris.
So I imagine the torch has probably gone out at this point in the constant rain.
It's still raining, yeah.
Yeah, there's still like a
But I've
constant thunderstorm.
used the stick to help plow through some of this stuff.
Okay.
And using the crowbar as well.
All right.
To like scoop it.
Peanut will be in the middle.
Oh, you just wedged yourself in between.
Mm-hmm.
So, as you all progress through the swamp, yeah, the water's like it's cold, but it stinks real bad. It's like a mix of like rotting vegetation and possibly rotting meat. But you continue to walk through the swamp without much issue so far. Continuing through it, around the debris of the collapsed bridge, and these big fucking mosquitoes are like biting at you.
I'm scared.
The suit jacket comes up over the head and ears to protect the neck a little bit. Actually, you know what? Jacket comes off, becomes
Yep.
like a down below the neck but tied up above.
Perfect.
the
So,
rib, like hat sort of thing.
All right.
So he's got it's just the head and the neck coming down.
perfect. Both heads are successfully wrapped now.
Capped. I'm gonna do. Roy's gonna do the Don Julio and put the like this situation. I can't do it, but
Cornholio.
Cornholio? Yeah, Cornholio. Okay. So you get all that going and you're walking through. These like big fucking mosquitoes that are just huge are like landing and they're like going for any like flesh they can find and to suck on. The lantern is just covered in bugs that are crawling all over it. Like you can't really see much of the glass because it's just covered in insects, like moths and mosquitoes and other like flying bugs. Just like
Yeah.
and it's
Peanut's like, as it's like going by and just kind of absent-mindedly while we're moving forward, he's just like plucking wings off of all of the things that land on it.
something you do feel like the occasional something like brush up against your legs. Like there are clearly stuff living in here. Weird things live in creepy swamps. You see like bugs that like skim the surface, like just skim the surface of the water, like water bugs, and they're like that big. They're just huge water bugs that are skimming the surface of the water, and if those bite you, that's like pain you feel for like hours, kind of deal. And they're just skimming the surface.
It's some big bugs.
How far do you think we have to walk? Do you see the end of this? I'm hoping that we could see it sooner than
He
later.
raises the lantern a little higher.
As you raise the lantern a little higher, it's the perfect illumination for something about 30 yards out. There's like a fallen tree that's kind of like partially submerged, and it looks like there's a massive black scaly thing coiled around the tree. It looks like whatever it is like 50, 100 feet long, and it kind of just like uncoils from the tree into the water, and you can see like ripples about 30 yards out coming in your direction.
Are we
Peanut
just driving?
Peanut will take like the, I forgot what he grabbed from the vending machine. I thought it was like jerky or something.
Yeah.
And he's gonna like throw it out in front and off to the side.
The rippling is still coming towards in your direction, like whatever was just thrown in the water wasn't enough food to interest such a creature.
Everybody move.
Okay, sorry, it was probably 47 feet long.
Okay. I was like, oh,
Everybody knows that snakes hate cinnamon.
So it won't eat your dick. Got it.
Let me see here. Yeah, so 42 feet long, 47 feet long. And it approaches, and people are rushing through the water. And something lightning quick. Who's leading?
Yeah, that'd be me.
So,
Timothy.
as you're leading, something large lunges out of the water at you from maybe like I said, like 47 feet away. Something lunges, like the tail end of its body is like 47 feet away. I mean, so as it like breaches the top of the water, and you see this 47-foot long, colossal snake.
Oh my god.
Titanoboa.
God bless you.
Yeah, they were like massive, massive prehistoric snakes that there's art of them and pictures of them like killing big sharks and shit because they just could. Like big snakes. Like think like anaconda, but like
Big old snake.
way bigger.
As it strikes, is the mouth open?
Yeah.
I'm gonna attempt to sideways put that stick in there.
All right.
nice.
Roll for it.
Yeah,
You need a 6 or higher, or you can choose to bleed and automatically succeed. Make your choice.
I'm gonna roll for it.
You need a 6 or higher.
Now is my time.
Oh God.
If this doesn't work, I'll die a hero.
Remember, there is also an option you can choose to topple the tower purposely and sacrifice your character to. So, Jimothy, you go to put the wedge the torch in an open jaw, but its strength far surpasses yours, and the torch it bites down on the torch, and the torch like shatters from the impact, and when it goes to bite you, its entire it bites down on your entire upper half at the waist, stopping at the waist, and then just picks you up and starts like shaking you around like a rag doll.
But snakes hate cinnamon.
And then it does that thing where like it goes to like swallow you whole, and it's slowly swallowing you whole. And
Got my dick.
it decides to say fuck it and chomps down at your waist, leaving your lower half to drop from its mouth and splash in the water as it submerges and will take its meal elsewhere to consume.
Just running.
Jimothy had that dart gun. Jimothy had that dirt gun.
So the dart gun is it. Oh yeah, no, the dart gun would have been eaten as well, taken away. So it's just his legs floating in the water. If anybody wants some Big Red, there's still some there.
No, I'll take some Big Red.
But Rory is after even with that encounter, Rory's just already booking it, trying to get out.
Yeah, of course.
Oh no.
So
We gotta get moving.
Oh my god.
after a few more minutes, the two of you get out of the swamp, leaving Jimothy behind in the swamp. And as you get out of the swamp, you can see the road again, and in the distance you can see a series of long, uncared for docks with 4 large warehouses here, and then just in the distance you can see a little seaplane that's tarped and tethered to the docks. No signs of the people who radioed you, and as you're peeking out through the foliage, there is something big lumbering around the docks. A gray-skinned Tyrannosaurus Rex missing its left eye and heavily battle-scarred. It just seems its territory is the region of the docks, and it is just lumbering around, and then after a couple seconds it kind of just gets down and goes to sleep.
Okay. Peter. Peter.
Yeah.
We're gonna die.
Yeah, maybe.
Wait, no, don't say that. You're supposed to be the level head.
That is
The
level headed.
optimist.
No.
Lighthouse and all that.
To your left, coming from some bushes, you see 2 people, and they're like, shh, shh, shh. Caleb and Sam, since you both did come in with guests, if you would like and you're still around, Sam, would you like to play Jeb's mom? And Jimothy, would you like to play Daniel or Spaniel for the rest of the thing? Again, if you both can hear me and you're still here. If not, forever hold your peace.
I mean, it sounds fun, but I feel like I don't know. I feel like I for the sake of my integrity, I feel like I don't know if it's in the spirit of Dread to get a second life.
Well, you did have backup characters. I mean, you did have
That's why I give you guys
Yes.
passengers. So if you guys died, it would be if you're not just because it was it's
We died too soon.
Yeah.
I'm for the solidarity play. If Sam wants to do it, I'll play too. But I also agree. If the game is the game, one and done that's the thing. But I also still want to play. I'd be into it.
All right. So I'll say if you guys both say no, these characters aren't here in the bushes. Then if you do say yes, they are in the bushes. Up to you.
We can also
Sam,
roll
you
for
get to play an elderly woman if you want, and then Jimothy, you get to play Spaniel if you choose. If you choose.
Torn. I'm torn. I am torn. It's the integrity piece that's getting me. That's just like but I'm out. I died.
All right,
You know,
fair
It's the name
enough.
of the game.
Fair enough.
Well, all right. Well, then yeah, I'm with Sam then.
Were you thinking about a spaniel with the glasses?
I'm the best ivories man in the
Oh my
game right
God.
now.
All right. So you think you So Rory and Peter, you think you hear voices to your left, and you look, and there's nobody there.
Did you hear that? It's like, where's everybody? Oh no.
Probably in
The belly.
belly.
Yeah. Okay, can you move quietly? Maybe we can make it to the plane if we go quiet.
Peanut's quiet as a mouse.
Okay. I don't know if we should bring your lantern though.
We'll bring in the lantern.
I will say the docks are like heavily lit up by large light posts they would have at a dock, so like workers can see what they're doing. So it is lit up, which means it's got power.
Can you make it? Can you close the hood or something? A little bit. Just a little bit, Peanut.
I will say
It's like a
sneaky.
light. It's not like a bullseye lantern. It's like
Oh.
a total
Oh, it's like
all the way
I will
around.
say
Yeah.
sneaking with the lantern will be considered a difficult
It's a mini
task.
lighthouse.
It'll be considered a difficult task, so sneaking with the lantern will be 2 pulls instead of a normal 1.
What's 2 poles?
You roll
you
twice.
Roll twice.
Oh, okay.
So right now you'd have to, if you did it now, you'd have to get a 5, then you'd have to get a 6.
Okay, well I'm gonna go a little bit ahead of you.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Okay, Rory, you start to sneak out. The T-Rex is maybe 30 feet away, just coiled up,
Ooh.
near the exit of the swamp, the only exit of the swamp. So
Okay.
Rory, as you attempt to sneak past the T-Rex towards the docks, get into the docks proper, you can make a roll for me, or again, you can choose to bleed
So
and make it harder for Peanut.
so we restarted again.
It's back to 5 because Jimothy just died.
Okay.
It
So
was
it
that- it
doesn't
was-
reset with the number of players we have left. It's just the total number of people we had. Got it. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna roll.
All right.
Let's just see how this
You need
goes.
a 5 or higher.
13.
Okay, you sneak past the T-Rex and get into the docks area, and you can see 4 large warehouses. They all have different signs out front to label what they are. Oh no, the next roll required is not 13; it is 6. Yeah, you see these 4 warehouses with signs to kind of tell you where you are. One warehouse is labeled Specimen Weapons Warehouse. Another is the Specimen Shipment Warehouse. Then Vehicle Storage and Weapons Storage. And then about 100 or so feet away from where you are now, actually it'd be more than that, a couple hundred feet from where you are now, Rory, you can see the seaplane just kind of bobbing up and down in the waves, tarped and tethered to a dock by a bunch of ropes. And then nearby you can see a similar golf cart to the one you all procured in the bushes nearby, completely destroyed. And that's what you see, Rory. And Peter, you're still at the tree line of the swamp, looking out towards the docks. And the docks are the docks have no vegetation coverage at all. They're completely out and about, just on the edge of the island. And yeah, Peter, you see Rory sneak past this T-Rex and get into the dock region.
And he's gonna try to sneak.
All right.
follow him.
You need 2 because you got the lantern. So you can choose to bleed for one of them if you want, but that would just make it harder for you for the next one. Unless you
No.
bleed. So you need a 6 or higher for the first pull from the tower, essentially.
Okay. Seven.
All right, so you start to sneak, The T-Rex shifts a little bit, and one of its little arms starts to itch at its face as you sneak past. All right, your second one, you need a 7 or higher.
Ten.
Cool. You sneak past the T-Rex successfully, and you get to where Rory is. So now you're standing next to Rory. And we are at 8. We haven't gone past an 8 yet for what's been required, so we are currently at an 8 again.
You say there's a specimens.
Yeah, there's 4 warehouses. Specimen shipment, specimen weapons, vehicle storage, and weapons storage. And then a couple 100 feet away at the end of the biggest dock is where a seaplane has been tethered and tarped off.
Right. Right.
Yes.
This seaplane's gonna be loud.
Yeah.
So, since we might need to take out this big lizard.
You want to kill the lizard?
Yeah, we gotta take it out.
Okay.
Otherwise, probably get us when we warm up the plane.
Have you ever driven a seaplane before?
I've seen many seaplanes.
Oh, that's right. You weren't gonna light up. Okay, well,
So seen, not piloted.
That's good enough for Rory. Have you? So you think? Let's go in this one.
You get a sense based on the weapons you have right now, killing the T-Rex would be nigh impossible.
Yeah, I guess stab it its other eyeball.
You got sticks and crowbars, and a train gun with 1 dart left. So,
No
sorry.
train gun.
Oh right, it got taken with the body.
Yeah, I got eaten.
All right, Rory, what are you doing? Sorry,
The specimen weapon.
you're heading towards that warehouse.
Yeah, I guess I'm confused on does it say specimen? I don't
Specimen
know.
weapons warehouse. So there's specimen weapons. There's specimen shipment warehouse, and then vehicle storage and weapons storage.
Let's get a weapon storage then.
Okay. Do you split up, or you both go to weapon? No. Okay.
No couple weapons.
Okay. You make your way to probably the furthest warehouse on the docks. The door is wide open into the warehouse, like it's been recently opened, and then kind of it looks like it's been recently opened and then budged open. So there's there's a crate sitting in front of the door, like somebody wedged the door open. And as you go inside, it is completely empty. The place has been cleared out. Whoever was here took everything important. It's now just empty. It's just empty, towering shelves, all knocked over, and the entire warehouse has been heavily ransacked.
Who could have done this?
And it looks like it's been like this for years. Much like the rest of the island, how much the rest of the island has been abandoned, it looks like this section of the warehouse has been like this for quite some time.
Okay. Let's go to vehicle storage because we probably need to get a key or something for the plane, right? Okay, so we'll go into
She's
there.
not already in it.
I'll go check.
Okay, so as you leave the warehouse, you can see the T-Rex has shifted a little bit, but it's still sleeping. And you can see the plane. The plane from where you are now is much more than a couple 100 feet away because you went to the furthest dock. So it's a little trek there.
Right.
So you head towards the seaplane. Again, you just hear silence mostly, and then the loud rumbling of this thing snoring occasionally. And you said you're going to vehicle storage?
I'm going to the plane first.
Oh, the plane. Okay.
Because I want to see if the key's in there.
Alright, so pass all the warehouses to the dock where the plane is.
Wait. If the vehicle storage is on the way, we might as well just go to.
Yeah, all the warehouses are like.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
and
then
we'll
we'll
just
just stop
go
by.
to the
Yeah, we'll
furthest
just stop by.
Okay, so
yeah,
you
yeah,
exit.
that's
So
right.
yeah, the vehicle storage one is right beside the weapons one. Okay.
Sorry, I misunderstood. I thought it was.
So, again, vehicle storage door wide open, like someone wedged it open recently. The warehouse is nearly empty, aside from 2 electric golf carts, 3 of the white Jeep Wranglers.
Wait, what?
Jeep Wranglers, the white Jeep
Oh.
Wranglers.
Nice.
1 heavily damaged military Humvee. The logos of whatever army may have provided it have been removed. and there's a few off-road capable motorcycles and ATVs. The warehouse also contains a small area for auto work and repairs, a mechanics workshop area, and a large map of the island chain, like of the numerous islands that make up this chain, not just this one. And the island chains have roads labeled on them, like roads and pathways that are labeled safest for vehicular travel across each island. There's also a clipboard, not a clipboard, a note, like one of those cork notice boards where you like can pin stuff. And a statement has been posted mentioning numerous governments around the world discreetly donating military-style equipment and vehicles to EvoBiogenics, and details how the employees working in this warehouse are to modify the vehicles to fight better alongside the specimens.
Alongside?
Yeah.
Like with the specimen?
Yeah. So it gets a sense that, like, yeah, the military's been donating vehicles to this company, and and there's like memos of how the auto shop employees here on the island were to modify the vehicles to fight better alongside the specimens. It's all very, yeah.
Great.
That's
is
all.
there
That's
like
that's all that's in here.
Is that like a key cabinet or anything like that?
There is a key cabinet, and you can open it up, and all of the keys. There's keys for like the Jeeps, the golf carts. There's one for the Humvee, but the Humvee is just completely destroyed. Keys for the motorcycles and ATVs, and the key for the seaplane is missing.
Okay, I'm gonna take one for the Humvee, not the Humvee, the ATV.
Okay, is a very loud vehicle.
And the motorcycle.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So you have a motorcycle key and an ATV key. They're off-road
Both
capable,
things.
so they got like the motorcycles have like huge tires to like drive through mud and stuff.
Peanut, do you see this? They like wanted to use. They're like making these. Wait,
Making them lizards big for.
like wartime.
You
That
think
don't make no sense.
you think about it, they were attracted to a beacon,
Yeah.
and then something here just saying fight alongside the specimens.
That's it. I don't like this place.
No. Does that mean that we could train them?
I don't think so.
I might want to ride a big lizard.
You can certainly. I would not recommend it. I don't want you to die. I don't want more people to die.
I don't know, maybe it'll like me.
Are you gonna go talk to it?
Hmm.
Okay, can we check the other warehouses before you do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you exit vehicle storage. Next door would be specimen weapons, and then the final warehouse closest to the seaplane is specimen shipment.
Specimen weapons.
Okay. You two of you sneak into that. You can still hear the T-Rex snoring. The warehouse is nearly empty again, aside from broken down old equipment. Mostly like head rigs that would attach to an animal's head, and on the head rig you can see a night vision capable camera, a high-powered high-vis flashlight, like heavily bolted into this head rig, and then what looks like a laser pointer just under the flashlight. The shelves containing these rigs are labeled combat headgear, and again, they look like they're designed to fit on animal heads. You also, while looking through the warehouse, find cases of small microchips that look like the kind of microchips you put into an animal to track it, like they do for sharks and stuff, like tags. And each of these little microchips has like electrical nodes on it that look like similar to like the electrical nodes on a taser almost, that delivers an electric charge. And this section here with all these microchips is labeled Tracking and Obedience Technology. And then many notes kind of just saying all of the equipment requires more testing against human combatants. You also find a few cases of titanium teeth and claw implants for animals. and each of the implants has been designed to inject a neurotoxin of the South Sea cone shell into enemy combatants.
Like the claws and stuff have that.
Yeah, it's like the implants for like the claws and the teeth have been designed to, when they put pressure down, to release neurotoxin into the enemy. So even, yeah.
Like that's not deadly enough to be fucking eaten by one of these things.
Yeah.
You just become.
It's
Can I grab one of the teeth implant? Like, is there like a really big one that's like? Life size?
No, they're all relatively small. And you get a sense that they're probably, the toxin inside is probably no good.
Old.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this is weird. I just want to leave.
Now, as you're looking around, as you're like looking through the cases, there's a long red streak of fresh blood that drags through the center of the warehouse towards a nearby loading bay. There are no lights on in the loading bay, but there are lights on in all the warehouses so far. But the loading bay area of this warehouse is completely pitch black, and that blood streak goes from where you're standing in these like shelves to all the way to the dark unlit loading bay. And it's fresh blood, like still wet, hasn't coagulated yet.
Yeah, let's stay away from there.
Uh-huh. Here we go.
Okay, you leave the specimen weapons warehouse and head to the last warehouse in the strip, the specimen shipment warehouse. This warehouse was clearly used for the transportation of large living animals. There's a large ramp where the paddocks would get wheeled down towards the docks where a cargo ship would dock. So the back of this warehouse is completely open to the docks and the weather. There's no way to shut that. It's just completely wide open. A singular large rusted out paddock remains that has been absolutely destroyed. It's the only paddock left in the building. There's a sizable hole in the side of the building where something easily 20 to 30 feet tall smashed through from the inside.
I mean, we can kind of guess what it was.
Near where the destroyed paddock rests is a wall rack set with a single cattle prod.
Mm-hmm.
And the remaining paddock reads Specimen Tyrannosaur, codename Sue.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a single cattle prod on the wall where the wall rack is. And as you're looking around, there's a steady dripping noise coming from down the ramp towards like the loading area of this warehouse. You can hear like a steady dripping noise coming from down the ramp. But you can't see what the source is because of all like the way the building is designed. But you can just hear an echoing, dripping noise. And the rain has let up enough at this point where it wouldn't be rain.
I'll grab the cattle prod.
Okay. It's got like a little battery pack, like a little battery at the bottom of it you kind of just put in to like give it a charge. So you have a cattle prod, which looks like it's effective. It's not like the voltage isn't high enough to like kill anything. It's just to momentarily like shock something or like get something to move kind of deal. You get a sense they use these cattle prods to like usher animals into the paddocks and then close it behind them. So not nice.
Where's the dripping coming from again?
Down the ramp to where like the cargo ship would like offload equipment, or not offload, but like take animals out of here. And you can hear the dripping, but you can't see the source of it.
You know, what do you want to do? We go check the ship or the plane.
I would just go to the plane and go.
Okay.
Alright,
Right.
so let's see if you turn around, exit the warehouse, and as you exit the warehouse, you don't hear any snoring anymore. But you don't see the T-Rex either. You two of you can make your way towards the plane. It's tarped. You can take the tarp off if you like. Don't want to drive. Can't fly with the tarp on. Since it's still tethered to the
Slowly
dock,
pulling it.
the door on the plane is locked.
Fuck.
but it has like windows and shit. Then you look into the plane. If you look through the windows, you can see the ignition. There's no key in it.
I think one of them people are dead. The key.
Yeah, probably.
Then you saw.
Thinking we gotta scoop through some big lizard shit.
I mean, you guys did see
Found a key.
You guys did see a fresh blood stain in one of the warehouses. That was dragged elsewhere in the warehouse.
Can we undo?
Let's just
like,
dig through some big piles of shit.
Dino shit.
I'll do that instead.
Dino shit. All right, gonna go to the warehouse that had the fresh blood. That was the vehicle, right?
No, that would have been the specimen weapons warehouse.
Okay, gonna go there then.
Okay, so are you both going back to that warehouse, or is somebody staying with the plane? Or are you both just
No.
together?
We're just staying together.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you head back to the specimens weapons warehouse. You can see the blood on the ground, still there. A little drier, but it's a lot of blood, so it doesn't dry quickly. And it's just starting to coagulate.
Yeah.
Alright, maybe we gotta go find some.
But Rory has a cattle prod.
I had that at the ready, just in case.
Do you turn it on? Okay, you turn it on. So the two prongs at the top, it begins to like crackle with electricity. I'd say the voltage is probably enough to like kill a person, or like severely hurt somebody, but shock like a big animal to get to like move.
Alright.
Who's leading the way?
Tina holds the lantern off to the side so that it's not, so that Rory's isn't just looking at his own shadow.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. So you two proceed, following the trail of blood as it moves into this back area of the warehouse where it's just full of crates and towering shelves of crates, narrow little gaps in like the shelving units or hallways between each shelving unit. So like narrow hallways, so you have to like kind of like move up and down an aisle, down another aisle, with these like tall wooden crates that are just stacked high. There's like a rundown forklift in here. You follow the blood, and you start to hear what sounds like something eating something. And as you creep forward a little more, nearby you see the upper half of a young man. Rory, you see Bodhi. Lying a couple feet away from the body is a small can with a label that reads seaplane fuel. And currently in the process of eating the remains is this tall theropod, so bipedal carnivore. Small little arms at the front. This thing's maybe 10, 12 feet tall. Rough, red, pebbly, scaled hide. And it's got two little horns on its head. Like devil-like horns on its head. A Carnotaurus. The enemy dinosaur from the movie Dinosaur. But it is there eating the body of this person. And you can see lying near their body a couple feet away is a small can of seaplane fuel.
Devil horns. That's satanic. What's it called again?
Carnotaurus.
I tried looking that up and I got carnitas.
Carnitas, I did too.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
Here.
Yes.
I'm...
It's the one that has like those weird frills, right?
Nope, that's Dilophosaurus. Or Ceratosaurus has a crest. This is Carnotaurus.
Oh.
It's a little one of those.
No, it's a full-grown one, so 10 to 12 feet tall.
Oh.
And it's eating the person that Rory came with on the trip.
Bodhi.
Just like ripping into
Gory's
them.
kind of in shock. Gory's like,
It's just fully eating. That's why I didn't hear you. It's like ravenously and loudly eating this body. And like it's pulling out like the entrails and like eating those. And it's like pinning the body down, like the upper half of the body down with like one foot, and just like pulling, using the foot as like weight so it could pull meat. And you can see a little gas can nearby for the plane.
Rory's gonna be a little unhinged.
Okay.
Sorry, Peanut. But Rory's gonna is like in shock at first and looks over at Peanut. And just runs and it's gonna take the cattle prod and just like try to just gut this thing. Just go straight for the stomach.
Okay. The cattle prod isn't sharp. It's the prongs at the top are the little nubs.
That's even worse to get stabbed with something that's nubs instead.
Okay. I'm gonna consider this a difficult one.
Okay.
Because you're rushing at a 10-foot tall, 12-foot tall
Yeah.
carnivore, but it is distracted by eating. Actually, yeah, no, this will be a single roll. 8 or higher is what you need.
I feel like we need. I feel like it. Oh, I don't know. I don't want to. Okay, I want to roll.
Okay, go for it. Okay. You
Good luck.
rush towards it, and you're yelling as you, and then the sound of the cattle prod crackling and sparking. The thing turns around, it's maybe 20 feet away at this point still, and it opens up its mouth, and you can see like just this like meat just like hanging out, and you rush up to it, and it charges you head down with the horns and just headbutts you. The first horn goes through your right eye. The left horn just pierces through just above the left eye. Or whatever. It headbutts you, essentially lowers its head to charge you, and impales you through your head with its horns, and lifts your body up, but now it can't see because your body is like impaled on its horns just in front of it. And then it shakes its head and tosses Rory's body to the side and just starts eating and bites onto Rory's leg. And then Rory's still alive somehow, just spurting from the head wound. It starts to drag Rory behind one of the shelves to eat a more fresh kill, leaving just Peter, the gas can, lying nearby. As you hear,
Get that gas can.
as you hear Rory screaming as he's being eaten alive. So Peter, you grab the gas can and bolt out of the warehouse.
Why? One of them keys.
There are no keys in this warehouse. They may be in another warehouse.
Oh no! All right.
Alrighty.
I bolt out of there. Go to the other location where we were hearing other weird noises.
Which would be the specimen storage warehouse.
Yes.
Okay. Roll required is now back down to a 5. We're not getting past 8. It's great. Okay. So, Rory's dead. Jeb's dead. Jimothy's dead. And it's been maybe like just under 2 hours that you've left the radio station. You head towards the dripping noise from the specimen shipment warehouse. You fall down the ramp towards the dripping noise of the blood. You see a fresh puddle of blood on the floor that's slowly getting bigger and bigger. And it's like dripping down from the rafters of this section. And if you look up, you see a tan-colored pterosaur, so similar to a pteranodon, but a little bit smaller, with an axe-shaped crest-like beak tips, long serrated teeth, and it is eating the body of what looks to be an elderly woman. And it's just chewing away on this old lady, and as it's chewing away, something falls out of her hand and hits the floor directly beneath this pterosaur, and it looks like a set of keys. And it's directly under. It's all right.
Looks around.
Directly underneath this thing that's eating the old woman. So this is going to be a sneaky sneak. Because the warehouse is like this area, the warehouse is lit up, so
Yeah.
the lantern isn't affecting anything. So it's just
Okay.
going to be a single roll. You need a 5 or higher.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So you sneak over, and under this thing, as it's just chewing away on this poor old lady, the blood dripping down from above is like dripping onto you, but you pick up the keys, and you can silently get out of this warehouse. So you have the gas and the keys for the plane now.
I hate lizards. All right, let's go.
Okay, so you sneak out, and you head towards the seaplane. The key unlocks the door. You can get in. You can either untether it first. You can get in. You got the key, or I assume you fuel it up before you get in. So you fuel it up, open the door, get in, and you're sitting there in the pilot seat of the plane. It looks like the plane.
How does this work?
It looks like it looks like the plane would have been big enough for 4 or 5 people. You're by yourself.
All right, how does this work?
There's ignition. There's flight controls.
He's gonna look at the manual.
Yeah, the manual gives you the rough idea how to pilot it.
Okay, now flip this switch. Flip this switch. Flip this switch. What's
As you're like trying to figure out the plane, you
I
can.
don't know what that word means.
As you're trying to like figure out how this works, reading the manual and stuff, you do hear like these impact tremors. As the T-Rex is like now lumbering down this main dock, like it's heading towards the water to get a drink, and it's gonna pass right by the plane, but it's still a ways back still. Just slowly lumbering along as you're in the plane.
He's gonna like just get low and keep reading.
Okay. It lumbers past the plane and starts like drinking from the water, the ocean. And then looks around and slowly begins to walk away. I mean, it's a manual, but you know,
he doesn't know the big words. Yeah.
you start.
If it's outside of the hearing range, he'll start to.
Okay. You turn ignition.
Oh yeah, and then the seaplanes. They actually. I don't know if you still have to do it for seaplanes, but you have to. The ones that I've seen, you have to go out there and physically
Correct.
like. Vroom,
Correct.
With the propeller.
Yeah, correct. So you
Okay.
you get to that part in the manual, and that would be roughly the time the T-Rex is drinking from the water,
Oh.
and then it doesn't see anything interesting. It doesn't see any food, and it just starts to like lumber away, and eventually the sounds of its footsteps disappear.
All right. He goes out there,
Okay.
looks around.
You don't see anything. Don't hear anything.
So he's like done all the priming and stuff. He's just gotta.
Okay. You do that
Let's do it.
without issue. It spins up and the engine like roars to
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
And then you hear a distant, not a distant roar, from like near one of the warehouses, wherever it was walking by. You hear a response roar from the T-Rex, and you see it begin to like get ready to sprint towards the dock where you are, and it looks, it sees you, and you dive into the plane and attempt to pilot it away. You have not flown a plane before. This is going to be 2 rolls required to successfully
Cool.
fly the plane out of here.
Yeah.
Right now, you can choose to bleed on one of those. I mean, you're the only one left. The first one you need, the first one you need is a 6.
All right. 6. Here we go. Wee. Wah. 17.
Alrighty. So this is the plane getting away before the T-Rex arrives. So just as the plane lurches forward, the T-Rex's jaws like slam down, missing the tail end of the seaplane by like a couple inches, and you start to like speed away. And as you're speeding away on the water, picking up speed, it begins to lift up into the air. And this will be where the second roll is required to avoid crashing into the ocean.
Alright.
7 or higher.
Okay. it was dancing on a 3.
Would have been such a good fucking
Yeah.
ending. Okay. So, you fly off in the plane, away from the island. You let out a sigh of relief.
I want to go back to my lighthouse.
The fuel is you're in New Zealand. The fuel is getting real low. The fuel is enough to get you to the nearby capital of New Zealand, Wellington, to like safely land it.
Where is that?
It's basic. There's like a map and everything, and it shows you the closest
okay.
airport. It's like, oh, I'm running out of fuel. I can land there.
Okay.
You land. You're alive. The sun is beginning to like crest as you land in this airport. And as soon as the seaplane lands, you see waiting for the plane.
Landing is a whole nother thing.
It's fine. You survived this far.
Okay. Because you can't land a seaplane on.
Yeah, I
You
know.
have to land it on the water.
It's rough,
Okay.
but you land. And as it lands, you see waiting, like as you lands and you're like come to your senses, you relax a little bit. There's now government vehicles all like pulling up and surrounding the seaplane. And they take you out of the plane. They're like, "Are you all right?"
Yeah, I'm fine.
Cool. They put you in the
You
back.
guys with the lizards?
They seem confused at whatever that means. They say they ask you questions. Were you on the cruise?
Yeah.
We'll take you someplace, take you to the hospital, whatever, and then we can contact the authorities to figure out what the fuck happened and how you got here. They load you in the back of one of the vehicles and they drive. You escape the island.
Man, you got something to eat.
They give you like a ham sandwich that one of the guys had in his lunchbox. He's like, "Oh yeah.
EvoBiogenics tag on.
No, he just hands you this ham sandwich and he's like, "Here you go, man." Ham sandwich. And as you're eating the sandwich, you start to feel a little like lightheaded. And not long after eating the sandwich, you fall asleep in the back of the vehicle. And you wake up in a 6x6 prison cell. There's a toilet, there's a bed, and adjacent to you are 3 other cells where our 3 dead people can are just here. Well, you're just here as new people, just to like other survivors of the cruise, not the people you brought or made with. You're just 3 other people from the cruise that are.
Hey, how's it going? They call me Johnny Snakes on account of the fact that I love snakes so much.
But you see these other individuals in these cells that you don't recognize. You probably recognize
Oh,
them.
hey, it's me, Rictus Moriarty. Of course you met me on the first day of the mixer. Everyone knows me. I'm loud.
These people are also imprisoned in this weirdly high-tech prison. There are no windows, but it's lit up, and you spend... Oh, my face is removed from the overlay. Whatever. You spend days locked up in this prison.
Peanut things you learn.
Food's bad. And eventually...
Food is terrible. Everyone should know.
Eventually, prison guards show up and they usher everyone in this jail into like elevators that are concealed within like the wall of their cells. They usher people into these elevators, and you all slowly ascend up these elevators by your lonesome. And as the elevators go up and up and up and up and up, in these dark passages, the elevators rise up into a jungle, like coming up out of the ground. And those of you who were on the cruise ship, which is everyone, would recognize a familiar sort of looking area that you saw in the video that played before or during the cruise from the owner of EvoBiogenics.
How do you survive the cruise?
Oh, and you're all separated. You all come up out of these elevators
Oh,
alone in this jungle, looking around with nothing on your person, wearing prisoner clothes, and you each have these weird small devices surgically implanted into your forearm with like heavy bolts and titanium screws. It's a small device with a tiny glow-in-the-dark LED screen that tracks your heart rate, where you are in the jungle, and as you're all released into this jungle one by yourselves, lonesome, no one, you can't see a single person, you hear a voice come over a loudspeaker, and you see loudspeakers are like tethered up in the trees and like reinforced in the trees. Initiating testing program Sierra. Human subjects have been released. And that's where we're going to end our little Dread 2 shot.
God.
Cool.
Oh my God.
Rectus Moriarty.
Moriarty does not like this.
Oh my
Hey, man, those kind of look like snakes. I don't know. I'm kind of into this.
God. Snakes with legs.
So, yeah. That's that. Everyone died except for
Cool.
Peanut.
Oh. Well. That fucking 8. That number 8, though. That got us.
Yeah.
Not for lack of trying.
That's what we got to at the end. And then, yeah. The survivors are brought to a facility and are, released for testing purposes, I guess.
Uh-oh.
Peanut's an expert now.
Remained unpenetrated.
I'm an expert about them big lizards.
Snakes with legs.
Never saw Spaniel McDaniel on the island. Just saw Jeb's mom and Rory's buddy. But, yeah, that's that.
Daniel McDaniel.
Not a long second half. Hour and a half or so, but, people died pretty quickly there, so...
Murder they wrote.
We took more chances.
Yeah, second half.
The fact
Well, I
that-
mean, the design-wise, the people that move and shake the most are the ones that are most likely to die. When you put yourself in an action, like when you have
I was thrust into
agency.
action.
The people with the
snake
most agency tend to die.
Yeah.
was going right at me. I had to do something.
Nobody used the bleed to auto-succeed on anything.
I know.
Which is
I
fine.
considered it.
We're like,
but I
I'll
was
be
like,
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
an
save it
8.
for when it's important.
Yeah,
It's an
yeah.
8.
7.
Yeah, we never
Crazy.
got past an 8.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm wicked good at Jenga.
I wonder how
I am too.
I wonder how many of us are the kind of video game players that just hoard potions for the final battle, and you end up with like
I mean,
hundreds of potions.
I'm usually going
remember-
into the end battles like, oh, maybe I should have like saved some of that up. Oops.
I remember going into the final boss fight of KOTOR 1 on one playthrough, where I was like, man, like I was doing really good throughout the game, but like for some reason, just my character build is not meshing, and he's kicking my ass. And then I realized I had like 120 thermal detonators in my inventory, so just the entire fight was just hucking thermal detonators
God.
and knocking him on his ass with every explosion. Because like they knock him
Perfect.
prone, and he has to spend his turn getting back up, and it was just like, here comes another one, and I just like stun locked him.
Oh, it's so good. But yeah, that's our Dread 2-parter.
Woo!
Much shorter second half. But that's life.
What?
Or death.
I don't know.
Much shorter second half. Oof, that's rough.
Oh god.
it's
that's a
true.
little too
It's
real.
But good night, everybody. We'll see you next week for our next campaign on Halloween.
Oh.
Halloween.
So dress up if you're watching it.
No.
Dress up if you can. I might.
Oh man.
I'm just gonna wear a blue wig.
I've seen some of those Mind Flayer masks. They look pretty cool, but
They
they're
are.
also expensive.
But we'll see you all soon. Bye.